Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Love and honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation to the humble elect out there. All right, and I'm doing this video here because I got so there's a new tenant in the building where I'm renting from right now, and let me turn this camera on. So there's a new tenant, right? Oh, Salaki. I don't know what I done clicked on. Yeah, so I ain't meet him for a couple of days. I was like trying to figure out what type of person they was and all that other stuff. Trying to know who's in the building with me. It's a duplex, so trying to see who was downstairs. And come to find out, it's a confusion of face dude. It just goes to show you can't really judge a book by its cover. I figured it was probably an Edomite or something. And for all intents and purposes, he does look like an Edomite. But he got the spirit of Jake on him, And it's just crazy, man. Hey, man, to be honest with you, he's a straight up nigga. Now the Most High can do what he want to do. Most High can wake up who he want to wake up. Most High can cause to repent whoever he want to cause to repent. But this nigga, he seems like a straight up 2/3. I mean, he just got off papers. Hey, he the type of motherfucker. You know how you got them jakes that be around you, and they be done been to the pen, and you be like, I gotta watch this nigga for real. He fuck around and steal my shit. That's the type of vibe I get off this dude, man. He a nigga. He a straight up nigga, man. Straight up. He already talking about, he already talking about getting evicted, cause the landlord and the manager be pulling these little shady ass little bullshit. They came and showed the dude the apartment 10 o'clock at night. There wasn't no electricity in the place when they showed it to him, and then, so he's like, yeah, I see why, man. It's all fucked up in here, this, that, and the other. He's like, oh man, the gas bill gonna be high as hell, this, that, and the other, because half these old ass buildings ain't insulated, which I did a video on that before, and I might post it. These landlords, just briefly touching on that again, these landlords, they do not insulate the shit, and legally they don't have to, and Jake end up having to pay $300-400 damn gas bills, depending on the size of the crib and whether you got a baby that can't tolerate cold. Either way, you're going to either pay it in electric heaters or you're going to pay it in gas heaters. You're going to have expenses as far as getting stuff to cover the window. Let's say you get the shrink wrap. You need a heat gun to use the shrink wrap. So some kind of way you're going to end up paying to insulate your crib. I mean, I know some people just buy plastic and I think they staple it or tape it. Regardless, you're going to either put some work in and you're going to have to pay some money or both, typically both. And that still ain't going to prevent your gas bill from being high, but legally these people are not required to seal up your house. But anyway, back to what I was saying, dude is, hey man, you can't judge a book by its cover, and this is why we keep going into the confusion of face, Salaki. Let me just get that scripture. And I just got off the plantation, so Salakia. Get some scripture. I don't like to talk too long before I get a scripture. I just get this on Daniel 9:8. O Lord, to us belongeth confusion of face, to our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. To the Lord our power to belong mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. All right. Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord our power to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants, the prophets. And, man, let me keep going. 11. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, the servant of power, because we have sinned against him. And the first thing, well, I ain't gonna say the first thing, but matter of fact, let me see. Well, no, it definitely wasn't the first thing, but either way, Salakia, we sinned coming out of the land of Egypt when we was going into the land of Canaan, we were told to utterly destroy all those nations, and we were just, hey, even in that generation, there were some hints of disobedience going on here and there. And the Most High said, you know what? I'm not gonna completely wipe out all these Canaanites. I'm gonna leave them there. That way, if y'all go off, hey, I'm gonna let them. Let me see if I can get that. Let me see. I will not utterly. I moved myself again. I will not. I can't remember the wording exactly. Remove the heathen. Let's see if this gives it to me. Salaki. So let me go here. I think I know where it is. KJV. I think it's in the book of Joshua. Salaki Joshua. All right. Joshua 23, I believe. Let me just look at it. So bear with me, Salakia. All right. Yeah, there we go right here. So, at this time it's talking about the Canaanites. We know that when an Israelite man has a sexual relation, so to speak, with a heathen woman, that baby that comes out of that union is still an Israelite because it goes by the seed of your father, and we know during the times of war, if you saw a woman among the captives and you wanted to have her to be thy wife, you could take her. Now, she was not a full wife, she was a concubine. But at this time, it was the Canaanites, and the Most High gave us certain rules dealing with these people, man. So let's see here. So I'm going to start at, this is Joshua 23, I'm going to start at 4. Behold, I have divided unto you by lot these nations that remain to be an inheritance for your tribes, from Jordan with all the nations that I have cut off, even unto the great sea westward. And the Lord your power, he shall expel them from before you, and drive them from out of your sight, and ye shall possess their land as the Yahweh your power have promised unto you. Be ye therefore very courageous to keep and do all that is written in the book of the law of Moses, that ye turn not aside therefrom to the right hand or to the left. Hey, and that's that straight and narrow, man, and narrow pathway. Hey, like it says in Esdras, there's a narrow path that only one man can travel at a time, with great water on the one side and great fire on the other side. That ye come not among these nations, these that remain among you, neither make mention of the name of their gods, nor cause to swear by them, neither serve them, nor bow yourselves unto them. But cleave unto Yahweh your power, as ye have done unto this day. For Yahweh have driven out from before you great nations and strong, but as for you, no man have been able to stand before you unto this day. I'll just keep reading. One man of you shall chase 1,000, for Yahweh your power, he it is that fighteth for you, as he hath promised you. Right, and the Most High did great and mighty works, and he's gonna do them again in this end times. But he did great and mighty works not only in Egypt, but also when he was driving the Canaanites out. Like I said, one man of you shall chase 1,000, for Yahweh your power, he it is that fighteth for you, as he hath promised you. 11. Take good heed therefore unto yourselves that ye love Yahweh your power, Else if ye do in any wise go back and cleave unto the remnant of these nations, even these that remain among you, and shall make marriages with them and go in unto them, and they to you know for a certainty that Yahweh your power will no more drive out any of these nations from before you, but they shall be snares and traps unto you, and scourges in your sides, and thorns in your eyes, until ye perish from off this good land which Yahweh your power have given you. So that I just wanted to go into that because this was the first time that we actually started mixing with other nations, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that this is the first time. Well, actually, Moses had a Canaanite wife. Yeah, Salakia. But as far as a nation, we started going into these people and taking their customs up, and going into these different situations. If I'm not mistaken, let's see what comes after the book of Joshua. Judges, right? Exactly. Right after this, we went through series after series of breaking the commandments, and the Most High set up a judge and brought us back, and we would break them again. The Most High kept doing the same thing, But the point is, hey man, we look like all these other places, all these other nations, because we were scattered in these different nations. We, made marriages with them. We, took of their women, and they took of our women. That's where the confusion of faith comes from as far as Israelites are concerned. And that's where the wheat and tares come from as far as these other nations looking like Israelites, these heathen nations. Being chocolate-covered Edomites or chocolate-covered Canaanites or whatever the case may be, looking like Jake, but really being another nation, So, yeah, I done extended this into a whole nother something else, but hey, I had to bring out some scriptures. But yeah, really my main point was just to say, man, hey, this dude is a digger, man. He looked like a white boy, but then hey. He got the spirit of a Jake. Now I don't know if it's just because he been to jail and all this other stuff and he got cool, but he just seemed like a Jake, man. Like a nigga you just gotta watch. Like I'm gonna watch that nigga, man. He look like he still. Hey man, this is a bullshit, man, that we in this type of situations, you know what I'm saying? Hey man. But what can you say, man? That's a part of this path that we walk. But yeah, man, now I know that it ain't just some Edomite who gonna mind his business. It's a nigga that might be trying to get up in my fucking house. Fucking bullshit, man. Babylon the Great, man. Gotta fucking go. Anyway, hey, man. Like we keep on saying all the time, man. This ain't a black or white thing. This is a lineage thing. And this so-called white dude, to the unlearned, this what appears to be an Edomite or white dude that lives in my house, that's renting the downstairs area. Hey man, he a confusion to face Jake, and that's how I feel about it. In my spirit, he seems to be a confusion to face Jake, a nigga. So hey, that's all I want to say, man. Hey, y'all about Shimmy Awashai Barakatham to you sincere listeners out there, to the Akim, and to all those who are trying to follow the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. All right, with that, I'll say Shalom.